it's Quinn. If you're a parent now, or you were, at some point someone told you, "Oh, the days are long, but the years are short," or something along those lines. Fun story. Everything is long. A day, an hour, a year. They all feel like a century. A lot has happened today and this year. A lot also happened yesterday and last year. A lot happened the year before that, and a lot happened the year before that, and they're both flying by and feel like they take forever. I don't really remember my own personal before times, before kids, but I do know two things about parenting. I'm certain of. One, despite spending all of our money in emotions on IVF to make our kids, and then a week in the hospital with our first kid, I was shocked to discover they just let you go home with a baby. Wow. Two, the world has changed in profound ways since that week in 2012, and the rate of change is only accelerating, a lot of which we cover here. Everything is a lot. It is a lot for an adult human with zero attachments, but it is a whole hell of a lot for parents who are usually, but not always, adults, and so who have to both interact with the real world every day, another devastating discovery they don't tell you about, and somehow continue to parent, and usually young children who understand nothing. Maybe you're a parent with a wonderful support system, like me. Shout out to my mom and Grandma Mary. Maybe you have none, or maybe you're somewhere in the middle with some chosen family you can call when you really need to. Again, or not. Either way, I'm confident that at least once in the past month, you, who are probably a wonderful, caring, attentive parent, have walked into another room, a bedroom, a bathroom, a closet, and screamed. Into a pillow, into a fistful of harvest snaps, silently, whatever. You screamed. And I know this because I have and will continue to do so as well. What's fucked up, though, is hours later, you were probably also like me, scrolling through old photos of your kids and wondering and worrying whether they're starting to detach and turn away, and do they not need you anymore? Did they already hate you? Oh, I mean, look at this picture from preschool. Fuck, they were so cute. Was it easier then? It had to have been harder, right? Why am I so goddamn tired every single day now? Is this all my gummy kicking in? Is that noise a child out of bed again? The point is, as we all know, I'm an expert in nothing, but I can tell you this with confidence. You are not alone. It is a lot, all the time, and still, you have to fucking parent. Sometimes you even try to be a good parent, which is something, of course, that people / the internet love to tell you you're doing wrong all of the time. And by the way, fuck those people. Sometimes it's your partner, or as is typical, your own parent telling you how you're doing it wrong. And sometimes, honestly, they've got a point, but also sometimes you're just fucking exhausted and you keep getting alerts about democracy and you're just trying to get to bedtime. I get it. Any parent knows that besides affordable shelter, childcare, healthcare, and education, the most important piece of the keep sane puzzle is access to other parents who share your values, but also just fucking get it. Other parents you don't have to explain yourself to because they're in it too. And they also have a designated place to scream because it's a lot amid every day, but also climate change and a coup and bird flu and shit. Again, just trying to get your kids to wash your hands because you got an email from school about norovirus, and please don't bring that shit home, literally. So, an announcement. We vowed to reach many more people. We don't want to just help people who give a shit answer the question, what can I do? The people who are ready. But we also want to go way further up the stream, pipeline, funnel, whatever, and meet way, way more people where they are in their lives, and then bring them down the funnel and radicalize them along the way. Because in their heart of hearts, most parents do actually give a shit about other people's kids too. They just need their own kids to stop asking so many goddamn questions so they can remember what it was exactly they wanted to try to do to help, next week when things calm down a little. I began reading Claire Zolke's blog, Evil Witches, in 2022, 2023. It's not specifically written for me, but it always, always felt like Claire and her coven of engaged witches had a microphone or a camera inside my house. Like they were simply documenting my parenting, but instead of judging it, they were going, yeah, we get it. Claire's work is smart and funny as shit and compelling, and her principles and values are a siren and a North Star to any parent of any kind who just baseline gives a shit about their parenting and gives a shit about their kids, but it's a lot, isn't it? Isn't the least we can do connect with people? Because another snow day in this economy, I wish I could say it was the explicitly clear language against anti-vaxxers that first made me want to work with Claire, or her collections of commentary from other witches about how to talk to your kids when a parent is sick in the age of long COVID. But honestly, those were just the icing on the cake, frankly. It was this hard to find and hard to build, but in their case, inherent trust and camaraderie and community around parenting that really drew me in. It was the other parents of every flavor who just get it. Claire is unafraid to share her story, and voila, it makes other parents unafraid to share their stories, to listen to one another, and again, instead of judging, go, holy fuck, right? So we connected, and we started talking about where our worlds and our work overlaps, and we thought, fuck it, let's record those conversations. Let's see if there's a huge audience who gets it, who needs to hear other parents spill their shit as we all wrestle with incredibly uncertain times, and kids who are, conveniently, because it's fucking Tuesday, trying out profanity in really the worst possible classroom to do so. As we recorded our first conversations, we struggled to figure out what to call this thing. And then one day, I texted Claire from where I was hiding in the bathroom, and I said, you know what I've said to my kids 349 times today, including like 6 seconds ago? Not right now. Not right now. Despite trying to be as present and attentive as possible, I feel like I say not right now over and over again. And yet, honestly, probably don't even notice myself saying it to them half the time. But also, not right now is what we feel when, again, some Apple News notification shows up about, immigrants getting deported as you're doing the laundry because your kid doesn't have exactly the right pants. It's when the school calls during your hourly shift or a work Zoom. It's when your kids need another packaged snack immediately after the dinner they didn't finish even though they asked for it, or the dog is sick, or all of it at once. It's all both predictable, but also only ever when you need it the least. Not right now. I hope you enjoy our new show together. It is super, super informal and fun and full of stories and profanity, and it's personal, and I hope something you or a parent in your life can identify with and maybe get some relief from. It's intentionally and decidedly not an advice show. It is a once a week parasocial commiseration session about trying to raise kids and continue to be a human and maybe even a partner, maybe even contribute to the world a little bit amid all of this. So it's more than anything a you're not alone show. You may feel often like you're the only one that could possibly feel the way you feel every day and every night. And it's true. We've all got wildly different support, we've all got wildly different circumstances and support systems, if any. Claire and I are both lucky to have some support and supportive partners. But we also, without hitting it over the head, make very clear where we stand on America's continued willful neglect and punishment of families, of moms, of kids. Millions of parents have it much worse than we do. We are furious about that. But again, we also know that so much of parenting is universal, and that parents of every stripe relating and giving a shit about each other, not just in words or in the comments, but in their actions, can go a very long way to not only better understanding one another, but rebuilding trust in our communities, holding companies that make stuff for kids and parents to a higher standard, and electing people who understand how hard it can be to make and pay for and raise a family. And so, yeah, obviously, if some small percentage of listeners make their way to becoming full-fledged shit givers, or even paid important members, hell-bent on building a drastically better world every day, amid all the other shit they got going on, we will take it. So, the first episode of Not Right Now is out right now, anywhere you listen to podcasts, new episodes every Thursday. I really hope you love it. And again, if you do, or even if you don't listen, but know someone who would appreciate it, please, please, please share it. We will have more ways for you to directly support the show and our original show in the very near future, which is coming back very soon, and even some ways to interact with both of them. But as always, most importantly, please join me in a huge thanks to Willow for editing and producing this chaos, in addition to our OG show, heading out to episode 200. To my friend Tim Blaine for the always jaunty music, also a parent. To fellow witch and parent Kristen Cox for our incredible artwork, such a throwback. To my incredible wife, Dana, and sometimes reluctant mother of my kids for her endless support of this project and me. To my own mom, and of course, to all of you. You can find a link to Claire's wonderful intro to this chaos in the show notes. Thank you, as always, for listening. Thank you for always giving a shit about kids and other people's kids. And that's it. Have a great rest of the week.